Hi, this is Belinda with Belinda's Baubles, and I have a co-pilot today. Sam is out of the house and running around, well, walking around. So I wanted him to have a chance to say hi and to thank y'all for all your prayers and everything, because they've been sending you well wishes through all your surgery.
Well, how much do they know about your family?
They know that there's some stuff going on in the family right now.
There's a lot of trouble health-wise that I wouldn't mind asking for prayers for Belinda's family, her parents.
All right, so we are heading to the west side of the DFW Metroplex. We're going to be running around in Fort Worth and Grapevine today and just seeing what we can get up to. I hope you are enjoying the yarn crawl with me so far, and I appreciate y'all coming along with us. Anything else you want to say before I take you out on the road?
Yeah, I'd like everybody to know I don't always stutter. I only stutter when I talk. It's not like that in my head.
I don't hear it. I really do not hear it hardly ever at all. Yeah, it is in his head. Okay.
Well, and drugs, all the drugs. medicine, legal.
This is what I have to put up with.
Yeah.
You guys feeling sorry for me yet?
Okay.
The part of going on a yarn crawl is the drive, and we're heading downtown right now because I wanted to take you to what used to be Hell's Half Acre, but's now the Fort Worth Water Garden. This gorgeous fountain is something that's very unique to the area, and I love listening to the water. You've got those steps to go all the way down to the middle. Sorry today, I just did not have the equilibrium to be able to go all the way down. I did take you down a little bit so you could just hear the force of the water. This park area has several different areas, such as the mountain that you can climb all the way up to the top of, as well as another pool right over here, the aerated water pool. And this whole area down here in the 1800s was a very notorious area where basically all the saloons and lewd behavior was going on, until it was finally cleaned up for the Tarrant County or Fort Worth Convention Center to be built in the 1900s. Okay, so our first yarn shop of the day is Juju Knits in the near south side of Fort Worth. Julie always has the most unique items here, and it feels like a boutique of a yarn shop. There's always such a bright, friendly atmosphere that surrounds you when you walk in. You'll also find probably one of the largest selections of Madeline Tosh yarns. And Madeline Tosh, if you did not know, actually originated just not very far away from this shop. Lots of Della Q snap bags, which the yarn crawl bag this year again was a Della Q bag. And look at all of these felties. You can find a little bit of everything from yarns for amigurumi to even a Madeline Tosh community library. Got all sorts of different cottons back here. And I don't think I've seen this Cascade Botanica before. It was nice and soft. Along with all these bright colors of modern cottons. And even a Taylor Swift kit. Recognize that from being a little bit of everywhere? Okay, so there's corner after corner after corner to just kind of look through and see what you'll find next. And I found some eco wool. I haven't tried Cascades. I have to see if maybe I would react to this one, do you think? Something else. Look at all these colors, all this natural wool. Something else for my little experimentation. Now, the Tiny Button Studio had a trunk show the day before, but they still had a few left behind that we were able to see. And then the Madeline Tosh wall. Some of these are one-of-a-kinds and other colorways. And lots of different styles of bags everywhere. Now Macy from Mace of Skeins, this is her yarn, and she actually works here, and we'll see her in just a moment. She has a YouTube channel, and she dyes up some gorgeous yarn. Here's some earth yarn and dream in color. These sock sets were really cool. And I love some Regia. The Heritage Prints may give Regia a run for their money for some of the striping yarns. See if I can say it right. Scapias. I think that's the right way. All those little minis. And here's Julie and Macy. Let's give them a little wave as we head out the door. All right, so we're going to just go through the downtown area to the other side to get to our next stop. It's only about a 15-minute drive, and I love these long horns. Take a look. Perfect for Cowtown, which is Fort Worth. What Fort Worth has been called for a long time. Next up is West 7th Wool. And there is a trunk show going on here today. And there's Maureen, the inspiration and dyer behind Charming You. If you've watched my channel at all, you will have heard of Maureen and Charming You, and I did her Christmas Advent 2 years ago. She's getting ready to release her new one. And she said this year is an Asian theme. I can't wait to see what she comes up with. Oh, look at all these. She has such bright colors and soft colors and squishy goodness. As well as some slub yarns. I haven't tried any of the slubby. Have any of you? And then she had some darker tones. Oh, I love these bright colors. I've made socks with some of her yarn, and it goes for wash after wash after wash, and it just does not dye. It doesn't fade. I think this was part of her Valentine's. Okay, so it does fade a little bit with wear, but really, it stays bright. Oh, here we are with more slubbies. And this is something new. She just started making some buttons. Oh, they are so cool. She had all different sets. And there's one here that I wanted to show you. Of course, I'm going to have trouble getting a hold of it. Hold on. It's back there. I'm going to get to it one way or another. Aha! Pink cow print. Got some larger buttons up here, and then some shawl pins. She's also working on creating some brooches. Okay, on into West 7th. Now this was their special colorway, and as you can see, it is gone fast. Hunter was going to have to go back into the dye studio and dye another batch. I'm not sure if this was the first weekend, and I mean, it's already down this much. Pink Pony. And they have it on a lot of different bases. West 7th is a husband and wife team, Amy and Hunter, and they do their own in-house dyeing and have a dye studio that they showed me a couple of years ago. All right, that bauble sweater is so amazing. Amy made it. It's Tin Can Knits flax sweater, and she added baubles to it. I definitely want to make one for myself. Okay, so these are some of their own yarns. Oh, look at all this color work. And this thing here, 500 grams in one skein. It's bigger than my head. If you go over onto their social media, Hunter's actually caking one of these things up. And there's Hunter and Amy back there. I always find lots of book inspirations here. And I think I even bought my very first knitting book from their shop a few years ago. You need sock inspiration, they've got it covered over in this corner. And look at that baby dress out of sock yarn. I don't know, maybe one of my great nieces needs one of those dresses. What do you think? And you got this double Sunday. They're great at having everything kind of separated out according to the different weights of the yarn. But you can find a lot of different, each shop has different bases and different dyers. I had not seen this one before. Yarn Co. Spacesuit and Homestead Sport. Might have to try that instead of Spin Cycle. Interesting. And look at this gorgeous pottery. Okay, so here up at the top, they're showing the worsted, bulky. So as long as you look up, you can kind of figure out where different things are and how to find what you're looking for. The spinning area, and you've got everything from acrylics to wools to cotton, all different fibers. Now, this was interesting. With everything that's been going on in my life lately, things could be worse really did speak to me. And it basically talks about, well, there's things that could be happening, such as aliens could be invading, robots, pirates, pterodactyls could be attacking. Oh, well. All right. So on to our last stop on the Lamb Yarn Shop in Grapevine, Texas. And this is where you'll find me a lot of Sunday afternoons. This is actually my local yarn shop. Heather's back there, hard at work, plotting something new. Ah, these are some new colors of bud I hadn't seen. Talk about a bulky cotton. I just made a vest out of that in purple and gold not too long ago. And Caroline with Aria Bark, this made me think of you, the venomous cowl and all the spiders. Got everything from wools to all different cottons and just acrylics, all different price points. And wouldn't these make some great granny square cardigans? Ah. Lane Denord's paint gradient socks. You really want some matchy-match socks? This is the way to go. And look at these Noro dragon eggs. That pink one, I was very, very tempted on that one. Oh, I mean, it's got silk and cotton in it. And Jen that hangs out, she made that cardigan there. Isn't it fun? And we have our fairy floss. That is so fluffy. I haven't made anything with it yet, but I will. Now this is my absolute favorite cotton, the Cumulus. And I'm casting something on with it this weekend, actually. I'm going to make a top. I've got one top made out of it, and it's just so fluffy. It is like wearing a cloud. And here in Texas, with the hot weather and everything, we really do need some, if we're wearing knitwear, it needs to be nice and fluffy and cool. Juniper Moon, the Moonshine. And heading around, I mean, you just keep going and going and going, right? And this is the Hank Me Home Tonight wall, which the day before, Gloria did a trunk show. And I happened to sneak in there and I recorded some for you so that you get to see 2 trunk shows here. Hank Me Home Tonight is exclusive to On the Lamb Yarn Shop. And pretty much all these shops have some sort of way for you to be able to order and have things shipped within the United States. Okay, so On the Lamb Yarn Shop happens to have a ghost. His name is Chad, and that is Chad Spring Break at Night. Gloria also did another color that was Chad Spring Break. And I'm not kidding. Things fall off in the middle of the night. Heather has recordings of it. And look at all this fiber. Someday I'm going to get one of these once I get better at drop spindle. And I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, that looks like iron knuckles, but it's not. It's a yarn feeder, and I had to go back and look at it again for when doing color work. That is actually kind of cool. Half the time whenever I'm buying some of Gloria's yarn, it's because of what she calls it. It's about 50-50 on whether it's the color or it's what she calls it. She's the one that dyed unicorn vomit. I have a pair of socks made out of unicorn vomit. Here's Chad's Spring Break during the daytime. Okay, back to the shop. Ooh, this is so soft. And then for the local yarn shop day, there was a bag there showing where we get our refills. This is the wall of cotton. This is really great for doing washcloths, and I've done some bucket hats out of it. All sorts of stuff out of this coastal cotton. All the colors. And the Zooey Stripes is really nice to work with too. And this is acrylic. Look at that. That'd be fun to work with. You have all the notions down through here, and then we had some Chad themed notions boxes. Okay, so now we have Kirsten with Foxbane Fibers and her trunk show. And she has some really cool stuff back here. And she has some of her own patterns as well. So I'll put the names up here of some of the patterns that she has that she's showing. And they are on Ravelry. And I'll put a link down below. She also has a website where you can purchase directly from her. Now that little gray kerchief or scarf, I didn't get a good picture of it, but I'll be talking about that because I'm gonna be making one. So I'll tell you all about that in the next coming episodes. Everything kind of has a botanical feel to me with her color schemes and everything going on right now. But she also had these sock blanks, and they were to make up her brand new raster cowl that, I mean, this
This pattern was just released this past weekend. And it's made with this Surrey DK. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tell you, one of these Surrey DKs did have to go home with me. And I already have the pattern printed out, and I may have already cast it on tonight. They are so soft. So it's baby Surrey alpaca and 10% mulberry silk. And it's thick and fluffy, and you just want to pet it and carry it around with you. And I'm already having fun with mine. So what has been your favorite? I love that turquoise. Is there any part of the yarn crawl that's been your favorite? Because this is going to kind of wind things down for me. Oh, look at the back of this, all these slip stitches. And I am going to end the yarn crawl with On the Lamb Yarn Shop here. I didn't get to all the shops, and here's the yarn that's made of. I know I'm bouncing back and forth. Isn't it pretty? Let's see. Friends, oh my God. Okay, so I love all these samples. So what was your favorite part of the yarn crawl? Or are you still in the area? If you are in the area and you see this before the 4th of May, yarn crawl is still going on. I think I need a pair of earrings. Got these needle nannies. And oh, she's got her Yule Lad Advent Kit 2025, which has gone live for pre-orders. And it is somewhat unique in that it's 50-gram skeins. And the Yule Lads is an Icelandic tradition, and it's kind of a scary take on Christmas. Go check it out on her website. And this is a kit for a cowl that she's designed. The Gingy cowl, and look at those baubles. Okay, here's a look at Heather and Gloria's 5-minute yarn dash. Heather even brought her own bag to do her shopping. Thanks so much for coming along, and we'll see you again soon.